we saw the emphatic win that the Congress party had in Karnataka. We see many of the formulas, the winning streak is replicated here in Telangana as well. And that one of that is consolidating the minority vote bank or vote base. Unfortunately, it's a vote bank today, whether we like it or not. That's the fact. The Muslim minority have more or less become a vote bank for political parties to ask for vote, but but seldom do we see their life changing. Very less development in areas that minority-dominated areas.
I think this is a very, very critical issue and a very important question that you've raised. You know, what are we grappling with in the country today? National level, state levels, and so on. We are grappling with, largely speaking, the idea of identity, how identity is dividing us and polarizing us. And that identity serves a purpose for some people in terms of majority and minority. What we want to do is to make it very clear, there is no other way out, that the majority of a democracy is the important, if not the most important segment of society. And you can't just wish away the fact that because there is a democracy, therefore they don't have a say, they don't have a proportionate impact on what your society is to be like. But it's our constitutional values and duties that every segment, besides majority, must have an adequate say in the affairs of the state. And that's where minority and minorities come in, not just one minority. Yeah. There are minorities in this country, and you know, let's face it, minorities are not only religious minorities, there are linguistic minorities, we know in the Constitution, and now there are minorities in terms of people who have certain attitudes to their sexual identity. You've got a Supreme Court judgment now, and that is also a minority, not a majority. So we must provide for everyone, and you can't make an exception and say minority M will not get it, everybody else will get it. That is wrong. And therefore, what we will do and what we are trying to do is not reaching out to a particular segment saying, well, if we can get that vote, we will win. But that we want to reach out to everybody and reach out to everybody in a fair and balanced manner. And if the minorities respond to this attitude of the Congress or of any other party, it's good for our democracy, it's good for the future of the country, it's good for everything that we believe as being important.
But, you know, Mr. Khurshid, as much as we know that all parties, for that matter, I think BJP is an exception there, who said, some of the leaders say, you know, we're looking forward to the 80% of the vote bank. We're not too concerned of the 20% because we know they're not going to vote for us. And that's probably because of the kind of narrative unleashed against the minorities. The Congress, though, has been really projecting themselves as a champion for the minorities.
No.
Well, yes.
No,
and the Congress has also been blamed of minority appeasement, but nonetheless.
So you said two things.
Yes.
That we claim to be champions of minorities and that we are being blamed to be appeasing minorities. Now, if someone is blaming us for appeasing minorities, it's their problem, not our problem. But we've not said we are champion of minorities. We are champion of rights, everybody's rights. Now, you can't say that Hindus don't have rights because they are in a majority. Of course they have rights. They have also cultural aspirations. They have also an impact on our society. We must recognize that. We have to. How can you be in a democracy and not recognize that?
But you still do agree that the minority vote gives you an edge. It has in Karnataka elections.
No, that's a different question. In Karnataka, it helped us.
Yeah.
But it was not the only thing that helped us win that election.
Sure, but it was one of the big factors.
But it was an important factor, and we hope that it will be an important factor elsewhere too, including in Telangana. But the important thing is that we don't want to treat it as a vote bank.
Yeah.
But ultimately, whoever votes for you, at least temporarily, if not permanently, becomes your vote bank. And lastly, the other point you said is that some people are interested only in 80% of the vote. Well, they are sadly mistaken. They've never had even 50% of that vote. They've not even crossed 40%. And they believe that they can speak for 80%. But they can't speak for 80% because despite their best best opportunities they had, and the most that they could reach out to try and get the 80%, 40% has never gone to them, and I do not believe will go to them. They should worry about erosion of the 40 that they have.